Win big with new DRF All Access Past Performances. With one best-in-class product, you now get all 3 past performance formats. Go to DRF.com and use coupon code 1FREEPP for a free single card today.
Hi everybody, Dan Illman, Mike Beer, moving right along with the Breeders Cup Future Stars Friday card. Race number 7 is the Grade 1 Breeders Cup Juvenile Fillies. Let's take a look at the field. We're going 1 1/16 on the main track. $2 million is the purse, and we already have a major scratch that's going to affect handicapping this race in a major way. That's the number 7 non-compliant. She is out. She was going to be one of the favorites.
Yeah, she certainly was. She was a major contender in this race. It's unfortunate for the connections that she doesn't get to run here. Changes the race maybe in a couple of different ways, then, because not only was she a major contender, but it felt like she had the right running style for this race. We'll see how this pace plays out now.
That leaves horses like Immersive and Scottish Lassie, both Grade 1 winners, expected to vie for favoritism. As we throw up the Timeform US pace projector, now this pace projector will update once scratches are made official on Friday. Nooni, the other Baffert, is making the lead.
Yeah, she's a really fast horse. She puts a lot of pressure on this field. She has a lot to prove as far as distance and class go coming into this race, Dan, but Baffert's going to press on, and she is going to make this field work to catch her.
First time 2 turns for the number 1, Vodka with a Twist. A pretty underrated filly, in my opinion. She just missed last time out in this race. The Grade 1 Del Mar debutante over this course, going 7/8 of a mile. She was able to keep up to Nooni's fast pace. She goes by Nooni, and Tenma, who's another Baffert horse, just gets her in the shadow of the wire.
I thought she ran pretty well in that race. I mean, she still hasn't, Vodka with a Twist, still hasn't broken through as far as figures go. I thought she ran well last time. I'm struggling to decide if I think Mike Smith moved a little too early in that race or not. It might have cost her at the end. She's still got questions to answer, Dan. She's got to get faster. She's got to improve as they stretch her out for the first time here. But I think you're right. I think she's underrated.
But I do think she has the tactical speed to sort of break, save ground in mid-pack, and I think Irad will give her a chance at a price. The 2 is Snow White, still a maiden after 2 starts for trainer Danny Gargan. No match for Scottish Lassie last time out in the Frizette, although she finished ahead of Scottish Lassie in the debut when finishing behind Quick Kick. These fillies are familiar with each other. Really just couldn't see an excuse for Snow White that day. She tracked inside, got to the outside. Scottish Lassie ran away from her.
Scottish Lassie was way too good in the Frizette last time. This filly, though, it's interesting in that Frizette because once there was a big scratch in that race of the heavy morning line favorite, it felt like there was a chance that Snow White was just going to be on the lead in that race. And for whatever reason, she didn't get out of the gate that well. She was actually last up the chute in that race and then had to sort of move her way forward. All in all, listen, she was, again, no match for Scottish Lassie. I thought she ran fine in there. Her debut was okay, had a little bit more speed that day.
Immersive is the Godolphin homebred going out for trainer Brad Cox, a perfect 3 for 3 in her career, and she's won 2 Grade 1s. The spin away at 7/8 at Saratoga. This race, the Alcibiades, around 2 turns at Keeneland. Remember, there is a short stretch at Keeneland at 1 1/16. I thought she did some good things in this race. They really tried to speed it up entering the far turn. Immersive and Manny Franco asked her a little bit to stay within range. She did, and then she did the rest.
Yeah, and now with the scratch of non-compliant, I believe she's the only horse with a 2-turn win on dirt, so that's a feather in her cap as well. No fast races on her card, Dan. She holds no edge on these horses as far as figures go. But she's done nothing but run good races, and I'm giving her extra credit for the 2 Grade 1 wins. She dealt with fast paces both times. She was not outrun by them. She kept them in range, and she still finished.
I expect Manny to just be a little bit aggressive with Immersive, try to play right off of Nooni, maybe American Bikini if that one shows a little bit of speed, and she should be in the thick of things when they turn for home. Lecara, the number 4, has done some really good things in her career, and I think she deserves extra points because she's used a variety of running styles to win several fast races. 2 starts back at Saratoga, she just cleared to the lead in the blink of an eye, and no one in that field was going to catch her. And last time out in the Pocahontas, they went very fast early. She fell far behind, and she was able to dig it out in the final 1/8 of a mile. So there are a lot of things to like about Lecara. Maybe she needs to take a slight step forward. But listen, she's going to be a good price, and she's not too far off the favorites.
I agree with all of that stuff, Dan. It's one of the reasons that I liked her in this race is exactly what you pointed out, though. Different running styles in each of her last 2 starts, and she was equally effective both times. The maiden win, I get it that she was sort of loose on the lead in there, but it's not like she walked on the lead. that's a competitive figure with this field, the 84 buyer. And you're right, last time they just sort of raided her back, let the pace go. She still finished up really well at the 1-turn mile. She's bred to get this distance. She's a contender in here.
Quick Kick, the number 5, did some good things at Saratoga in 2 7/8 of a mile starts. She made her debut at that demanding first out distance. She saved ground all the way at the back when she was completely out sprinted early. That was the LaCara race.
Yeah.
Got to the outside and ran on pretty well behind 2 experienced horses. Second time out, she was a lot quicker out of the gate, similar inside out trip, and she would look good in the stretch. I can give her a little bit of an excuse for the Alcibiades. Speed seemed to do very, very well at Keeneland that day, and Quick Kick was trying to rally from last. She made a nice 3-wide bid at about the 7/16 to get into contention, and then just wouldn't change leads in the stretch.
Yeah, she was really grinding in there, but she wouldn't change the race. There's still some learning to do here for this filly, but she has talent. You mentioned the sort of speed favoring track too at Keeneland that day. It was also, it felt like one you wanted to be more inside. Right. She's 3-4 wide, mostly all the way around the track, and there are ways to mitigate that performance. Does she have to improve? Yes. Can she improve? Yes.
We have 2 fillies from Japan in this race. The Japanese have done so well in international competition over the last few years, especially here at Del Mar, the last time they held the Breeders' Cup. Otomina Shacho is going to be the bigger priced of the 2 Japanese fillies, well bred by Speightstown. My Lady Curlin, I think, won the Fall City, a grade 2 at Churchill Downs. This horse was no match for American Bikini, the other Japanese horse, 2 starts back, then came back and set a track record over a muddy track in Chukyo.
Yeah, as a huge favorite over a wet track in that last one. Now she's going to stretch all the way out here. I guess take on tougher competition. I don't know, Dan. I usually lean on you a little bit with these Japanese horses. So we'll see which one you prefer between the 6 and the 9. I sort of prefer the 9.
I'm with you. I prefer the 9 American Bikini. She's already beaten Otomina Shacho and did it quite easily. Non-compliant, the 7 is an unfortunate scratch, so we move to another Bob Baffert trained runner. That is Nooni. She finished second in the Oakleaf last time out. It was her first time around 2 turns. She pulled and was a little bit eager in the early portion of that race, but she did get to an uncontested lead on the backstretch, and non-compliant was just better than she was. But what I noticed in the stretch run in that race was she really wasn't giving a lot of ground.
Yeah.
And it makes me think that with the right trip, she can get the 2 turns. The question is, how much pressure will she take?
Yeah, I agree with you. That seems like it's the main question. And again, just the fact that Baffert's going to press on here and run her in this race, I think is probably a good sign for her. She's really dangerous in this race if she can clear off to the lead and maybe relax a little bit. We'll see if anybody comes after her early in this race. I don't fully trust her in here, but it's some kind of a big price. As they head up the backstretch, if she's loose up there, I'd be a little bit afraid.
American Bikini is the number 9. Now, while she did defeat Otomina Shacho as a short price favorite, that was a 5/8 of a mile race, 2 starts back. It's a different ball game, going a mile and a 16th. Then again, this filly should handle it. She is an American Pharaoh half-sister to Paris Lights, who won the Coaching Club American Oaks. Distance shouldn't be an issue. She has speed, and one of the also-rans from her last race did come back to win again.
Listen, she's got the pedigree. She's obviously coming in here in good form. She's a real wild card in this race. Ryan Moore's going to take them out. I don't know, man. We'll see what she does. She's not really my kind of horse just because I don't know enough about her to really get interested. That being said, I guess I won't be shocked when she runs really well.
But with that sort of speed, I think Ryan's just going to follow Flavien Prat on Nooni out there, try to sit 2 paths, and maybe we'll see if American Bikini is good enough. Scottish Lassie completes the field. She's the morning line favorite based on this race. The grade 1 for Zet was super visually impressive. She tracked outside. She really goes after the leader in earnest on the turn, and once she turns for home, it is over. She not only wins by 9, she got a 90 buyer speed figure. What did she beat?
She didn't beat anything. That's the real problem with the race. Again, as we sort of mentioned in the open, the big morning line favorite for that race, there was a 3 to 5 shot on the line who scratched. There was also another horse in that field who was already a graded stakes winner. That horse scratched, and it just sort of left nothing in the field. And I don't want to, bring that up to malign Scottish Lassie. As you just saw in the video, she was really impressive in fast time, but she didn't beat a good field, and now she's got other things working against her here. Outside post, around 2 turns for the first time. There's a lot of speed to her inside in this race, and she's the morning line favorite in here, Dan. I can't take it.
That's the thing. If she goes off the favorite in this race, I probably wouldn't take her, but as we take a look at my top selections, I wonder if Immersive's going to get bet off those 2 grade 1 wins and the fact that she's already won around 2 turns. I liked the way Scottish Lassie got it done last time out. It's all about what kind of trip did she pull from out there.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm very interested to see if she can back up that for Zed. If she does, she's going to be a handful in here. I thought Immersive was the horse to beat.
Yes.
I have her second in this race. I was going to happily take non-compliant to try to beat her. She's out. I'm going to scratch into LaCara, and I'm going to stick with LaCara. I think she's underrated. I think she'll get this far, and I just think she's going to go off at a really, really good price.
Really good price, versatile running style.
Yeah.
Mark Casse has had a heck of a summer into the fall. We'll see if the Grade 1 Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies goes to Immersive. If she wins it, she's definitely the 2-year-old filly champion.
Absolutely.
And the winner of this race likely will go on to win an Eclipse Award.
Hey friends, you look like you're in need of a winner. If you enjoyed the great content right here, just click and subscribe right here and enjoy the great DRF.com race of the days, the phenomenal stakes previews, and so much more. Many of that content featuring me and my exceptional selections. Trust me, you won't regret it.